What's up, buddy?
How you, man?
You ready to get at it today?
Yeah, I think so. Water's looking pretty good.
It is. It ain't moving too quick. It's really clear.
Yeah.
How y'all doing today, folks? This is producer Mark Davis with Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV, and I'm here with co-staff member Eric Stanbery. We're going to be doing a little trout fishing right here on this little stretch of the river. It's Watauga River, and we're in Elizabethton, Tennessee. Folks, we're not going to be doing traditional fly fishing out here today. You know, a lot of that costs a bunch of money, and one thing we're going to do is we're going to show a different way and a different aspect of how to do it. Now, Eric, you use your sinker 12 inches up from your hook, and he's going to be using a worm. I'm going to be using rooster tail spinner baits, and what we're going to do is he's going to let his float down the river just like you would a fly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my rooster tail with the current to keep it spinning and off the bottom. Now, folks, y'all stay tuned because I feel like it's going to be a great show, and I hope to see you soon.
Let us make this absolutely clear. The days of wasted casts and missed opportunities are over. New Mega Imaging takes fishing into the megahertz range for the first time, because higher frequency sonar means higher frequency of this. Without a doubt, it's the most detailed picture of the world below ever. And it's only from Humminbird.
We're rolling. Guys, what you want to do, if you're not using a net, take and dip your hand in the water. Those trout has this slime on it, and it kind of helps to wet your hook or wet your hand before you grab them, and it kind of helps keep the slime on them. We're going to release him back. There he goes.
Another nice brown. One thing we can talk about right now is why is this particular spinner working so well? If you look at the pattern, which is a gold spoon on a gold body with a black pattern, that's really similar to how this looks. And what it'll do is right here after pre-spawn, you got a bunch of little baby fish in here, and they love eating each other. And that's one of the reasons I chose this color, is because it emulates their children. And let me get this out real quick. Appreciate it. Got one of them out. So that's one of the reasons I chose that color, is because it emulates the same pattern as a brown trout. I'll get that a little closer so y'all folks can see it at home. It's just a little quick tip, something to think about, where you're fishing at, what color are your fish. Now folks, what I did there to catch that, when I did the rolling technique that Eric told us about, but when I got to the end of where I was, how far I was going to let it go, I flipped my bell over, and you hold your rod tip under the water. Now what this is going to do, it's going to cause your bait to stay under the water, because if you got it like this, it's just going to slide on the top. But you put it down like that, and it'll come back through the water toward you like that right there. And a lot of times fish will hook up on that. And it's just like I got that fish. I was reeling it back. I got it about halfway back, and it actually, you know, just smacked it. And it doesn't really make much sense because worms don't tumble upriver, but I guess they don't know that. Stay tuned. Let me see if I can't get you another one.
Hi, I lost a big fish earlier today. Wasn't using suffix. It was about this big.
Look, slow down there, cowboy, okay? A fish in the lobster van, huh? You want your fish. Sorry, honey, that fish is gone.
Always use the best line, suffix 832.
This week's Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV is brought to you by AAA Outdoors Sweet and Salty Deer Attractants, Buckbuster Scents, scents for the serious hunter, and also by Quail Hollow Bird Farm.
Now folks, I'm going to show you how to put these wax worms or mealworm on these hooks. Now, as you can see, obviously that ain't going to cover the whole hook. What I like to do is I use about 3 of them. 2 of them if they're some fatties, but in this case the ones we got are kind of small. So you want to go right here on the head first and go through the body because it'll actually puncture. If you try to go through the bottom, you might have a little bit of a problem just because their bodies are so elastic, but I like going through the head because see, that covers my hook really well. Then I go with the second one. I'll give you an example of why I use the head first. See, I go right through here through the bottom, and it just rolls up too, and it'll get that a lot of pressure. Me personally, see how it shoots all its guts out? That's why I go through the head first, because the bottom is a lot softer than the top is. And with these two, I could have probably just used two, but we're trying to catch us a nice one out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and use a third one. Get it right past that barb, and then roll the skin back up like that right there. And now your hook's completely covered. As it's tumbling, there's gonna be no hook showing. And a lot of times, that'll make the difference between you getting the fish or the fish seeing the hook. Speak up. So Eric, I'm used to using spinners. I'm gonna try your little weight and then the hook with wax worm on it. What do you do? Just throw up and let it go down, and then I see you holding a little bit of tension. Is that to feel the bite?
That's to feel the bite, and when you throw out upstream to give your bait enough time to get to the bottom. So you want that the worm just kind of just
tumble
natural, just tumble on the bottom. But when you throw out, what I do is I hold, you know, about that much. All right, and what I do is you can feel the bite here, but also as you're watching your line, you can just let a little bit at a time, because what you want that bait just to continue the same path all the way down the river.
So you want to leave your reel open.
Leave your reel open, and then when you get a bite, you know, I just kind of just take the finger,
flip it over,
kind of flip it over real quick. But normally what I do, fish on.
There you go.
Roll.
Proof is in the pudding, folks.
Like I said before, I always try to wet your hook or wet your hand, because you don't want to take the slime off of the trout.
Don't release it yet. Give me the Garmin.
Yeah.
The only problem you're really going to encounter with a millworm or a wax worm that you don't have with the night crawler, the night crawler got a little bit more weight to it. So when I throw this, it's going to be really light. And if you can see it, I'm only getting maybe 8 foot to 10 foot in front of me to where pro staff Eric Stanbery, he's going to get about 15. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to get out a little bit further from the bank than you would if you would use a night crawler, but at the same time, they're both really good baits.
Okay folks, when you come up here, don't expect, oh, sorry about that. Don't expect to come out here and catch, you know, a monster. What we just caught, this one might be a little bit bigger. You know, this is a pretty normal size for this river. Every now and then you'll catch one that is really good. I don't know how he's got him, but it's just, you know, it's a good hatchery. You know, Tennessee, they take a lot of pride in their waters, and you know, just try to help them out by releasing the fish. That's a, you know, that's a pretty normal fish for this river. But we're gonna go ahead and get it back in the water.
Well folks, that concludes our adventure today out here on the Watauga River. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope that you learned something. Me and Eric Stanbery and Jim Carr, we're going to head out of here right now. I'll see you out in the great outdoors again on the next adventure.
Hey, wait for me!